collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Code Red, the Stranger Things Transformer collaborative figure. This was released fairly recently. I just got mine in from Hasbro Pulse, but it is also a shared Target exclusive. The packaging is really cool. It comes in a Surfer Boy pizza box. It is the Surfer Boy pizza delivery van that Argyle drives around throughout Season 4. I've actually been watching through Stranger Things all week. And I just got to Season 4, so the timing of this could not be better. Over here, it has the Netflix Who's Watching, which I think is really fun. When you log into Netflix, you can have a couple different icons, so it's got a Code Red icon there. And then over here on the back, we have some product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode. And then over here on this side, we have the Stranger Things Transformers Collaborative crossover logo there with, again, Code Red in robot mode. Now, you can actually slide this off. And then it just looks like the traditional Surfer Boy pizza box. You got the telephone number here, delivered hot to your door. Down here, the order is for pineapple and jalapeno. The customer is Code Red. On the back here, it just says Stranger Things. If we open this up, it's made to look like an actual pizza box. It's even got grease here on the lid. You got a piece of pizza down here, and then we just lift out Code Red. I guess he's actually taped in there, but I'll open this all up later. But it's got a fake piece of pizza here. You can see the accessory bag and everything in there. And then we have the instructions and whatnot. And then here on the bottom, you have like a crust and another bit of grease from the pizza. So I just wanted to show off the packaging because I thought it was really cool, very detailed and everything. So I thought that was kind of neat. I'm going to go ahead, get Code Red all opened up here, and then we'll take a closer look. So here is Code Red out of the packaging. It's a pretty good little vehicle mode. It does come packaged in vehicle mode. That's why we're starting with the vehicle mode here. I don't know if it's just me, but the name Code Red, I feel like they could have done something a little better in terms of the name. I assume it's Code Red because they're always shouting that into the walkie-talkie season after season because they're always in a panic. Understandably so. But I don't know if it's just me, but when I hear Code Red, I think of the Red Mountain Dew. So maybe that's just me. But in any case, it is a cool little vehicle mode. You really nice detailing here on the side with Surfer Boy Pizza, delivered hot to your door. They actually sprung for the VW license, so it is an official VW bus. Have his logo there on the front. Surfer Boy Pizza, nice paint here for the lights. And then the same detailing over here on this side. They did paint all the windows, which is nice, but you do have that mixture of translucent plastic windows and painted windows. I don't know why they keep doing this. I guess translucent plastic must be cheaper than regular plastic, but you do wind up with the different colored yellow because the painted yellow doesn't quite match the painted plastic. And I would rather just have all painted windows. Just give me, pure opaque plastic with painted windows so that it's all uniform. And I honestly think I would just much rather go that way because the translucent windows just show you, robot parts inside, and that doesn't help me at all. So I would rather just have all painted windows. Pretty compact here underneath. Don't really see a ton of robot kibble, which I appreciate. It does roll exceptionally well, even better than most. So it's a cool little vehicle mode. I like it quite a bit. Now, it does come with some accessories. Of course, you have the Surfer Boy Pizza Surfboard. It's a mouthful to say. Which is here. That can pop off. It is going to be an accessory later on. Plugs in very securely. He also has these two translucent weapons. This spiked mace, which I'm assuming is a nod to Steve's nail bat. And then you have this axe, which is maybe reminiscent of the hatchet that Joyce used a few times in, I want to say, Season 1. Could just be a coincidence. I don't know. You also have this little Surfer Boy pizza box. And then you have an effect piece for this weapon, which we'll get into in a minute. The cool thing is you can store all the weapons here on the vehicle mode. You can see this little slit here. And there are these tabs, one on each side of the weapon. So you can go ahead, depending on, which orientation you want. You could do it this way. You could do it this way. I guess for now, I'll just pop it on like this. And then if you want, you can actually peg the pizza box on the other side of that, which looks a little weird, and I guess the axe would actually hang too low, so let's not do it that way. But that just pops in right there, and then we'll do the same thing over here. And technically, I guess if you wanted, you could attach this to the bottom of this. So you could put the effect piece there if you wanted. So you can store all of the weapons and everything in the vehicle mode, which is kind of cool. Looks a little weird having these on the side, but it works. All right, let's go ahead and get into transformation. I've taken all of the accessories off the vehicle mode here. It's a pretty straightforward transformation, honestly, not too difficult. You're going to start by grabbing a hold of the front wheel section here, and this whole side panel with the wheel attached will flip back and just rest along what will become the leg, just like so. You're going to take this little seam right here and split this apart like so, just to about 45-degree angles. It doesn't go all the way down, and then that will allow you to bring down the entire leg section like this, at which point we will spin it around at the waist like that. Let me zoom out here a bit more. Then we're going to split the legs in half. This giant section here in the center will become the foot, so this will just rotate all the way down like that, and then this will fold in. And you might be tempted to push it further, but that's actually where it stops. You can see, if we get the foot out of the way, that stops right there, so don't try to push it down any further. That's about as far as it goes. You can also see that it hits right here as well, so that's how you can tell where to stop it. But flip the foot back out over here, and he's got some big honking feet. So that is pretty much the entire lower half of the robot done. Come around to this section, and these will unpeg. Flip these all the way up. So you have these side panels that flip all the way up. And you can see that the arms, these tabs here, no, right there, was tabbed in right here. So not there, up here, this tab, and then you just rotate the arms all the way around. You can see you have these big gray tabs right here. You're going to fold this whole section down. Let me angle the camera up here. This is going to kind of fold in like that. And then you want to bring this in, and there are these two tab slots. I don't know if you can actually see them. It's kind of difficult. Let me zoom in here. But if I move the arms out of the way. Yeah, there we go. So you can see right there and right there, the gray tabs are going to go in there. And it can be a little tricky to do this, but you're going to fold this down, and then this is going to come in, and they should line up. And sometimes this piece doesn't want to bend, but you kind of have to like keep the head up, but then this gray piece bends at a 45-degree angle. So bring that all in, and then that should snap in. And then there's also a tab here, about here on the yellow piece, that'll tab in to the waist. And then once that's all secure, use his ankle tilt to get him situated. And let me adjust the camera here, because he is rather tall. At this point, we're pretty much done. The only thing left to do is flip out the hands, which are in the forearms, and it can be a little difficult to do, but you can see that they're on ball joints, so they'll flip out pretty easily. And then there we go. There is Code Red. Now, I will say, he is ridiculously tall in the leg section, and I feel like the arms don't quite scale. Now, I understand, you know, for the transformation to work, that's the length that they have to be, but he's really tall in the legs, and I even have him crouched a little bit here. But yeah, he's a tall boy. So he looks cool, though. I mean, it's a simplistic transformation, but I think it works. I like the robot mode that we're left with. Definitely reminds me of, like, Toe Line from Energon. I wouldn't be surprised if this mold gets repainted a few times. I mean, technically, it could even be Ironhide, Ratchet. It could be Toe Line. It could be a couple different things. But it's a cool mold. It's a little simplistic, a little hollow here in the back. You have this hollow section in the legs. The thighs here are hollow. The forearms are hollow. But that's for the hand transformation, so I can kind of forgive that. But yeah, overall, I think it's a cool looking robot mode. So the head is on a ball joint, can look up pretty far, look down decently, spin side to side, can even tilt side to side. And I like the head sculpt. Again, it's fairly simplistic. Does it have light piping? It looks like it should, but I don't think it does. But it looks like he's got kind of translucent blue plastic shades. And then he's got the earpiece there. I guess so he can be in communication with the rest of the team. Arms have a hinge out to the side as well as a rotation. Then you have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees in the elbow. I mentioned that the fists are on ball joints here, as you can see. So swivel around, no problem. You can move them in a little bit if you want. It's really just a simple way to swivel that through. So you're mostly just going to get a rotation out of it. You have a waist rotation, which doesn't really get hindered by the backpack, which I thought was a nice touch. It kind of the backpack hits into the hips, but it's not too terrible. You could always lift that up a little bit if you wanted to, but at least you can get a decent amount of range there. Hips kick really far forward. Kick pretty decently back. If you move them out to the side a little bit, you can kick really far back and then really far out to the side. So nice range of motion in the hips there as well. Got your thigh swivel, 90-degree bend in the knee, and then you have your giant feet with a ton of ankle tilt because of the way it transforms. So no issue there. So yeah, he's cool. I like him. I kind of wish the yellow was a little bit deeper. It's kind of a pastel yellow, and I just wish it was a little bit more, well, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Maybe I don't. Because I was thinking if it was a deeper yellow, it would probably look just like mustard, and that wouldn't really be that great. So yeah, strike that. It's a good shade of yellow. It's fine the way it is. Now bringing those accessories back in, we do have the translucent weapons, which he can hold. They just pop right into the hand. Like so. Or you can actually peg these together. So there is a peg hole in the bottom of one and a peg in the bottom of the other. So you can do something like that, which is kind of neat. And then if you want, you can actually store them on his little flaps here on the back. There's a little spot right there, which you can go ahead and peg this in with the same peg that we attached it to the side of the car. So we'll go ahead and peg those in. So you can have those on the back, ready to go, which I think is kind of cool. The hand almost comes up and can grab them, like it's very close. So you can kind of simulate that, you know, he's reaching back to grab one of them. It's close enough, which I think is kind of cool. And then for the coolest accessory, we have the little Surfer Boy pizza. I keep wanting to call it a pizza board, which is not a thing. It's a surfboard. So basically you grab a hold of this little section here and flip that around. And then this pops out like that. And then for whatever reason, I guess like a clip, you load in the pizza box. And then you can go ahead and attach that flamethrower effect piece. And then go ahead and peg this into his hand. And there we go. We have a cool little blaster there. Now it's not, the effect piece is not a missile or anything. It's not spring loaded. But it looks cool. I like it. I really do. I feel like between this blaster and the two melee weapons, he's ready to go. He's ready to fight some Demogorgons. Yeah, he's ready to go. He's ready. They hate fire, so he's ready to go with the fire. Oh, his axe fell off. Hold on now. Hold on now. So he's ready to douse them with fire. Look out, Demogorgons. So I think it's fun. I do. I think it's a cool little mold. Like I said, definitely wouldn't be surprised if this gets repainted as something else. Because I definitely feel like it could. I feel like it's generic enough that they could make, you know, plenty of other Transformers out of it. But it's a fun little tie-in. I really don't know what else. If they wanted to do a Stranger Things tie-in, I really don't know what else they could have done. I mean, you know, other characters on the show have cars, but they're certainly not, I don't want to say iconic, because, well, they're certainly not iconic, but not that this vehicle is iconic, but at least this vehicle has an identity. They spend a decent amount of time in it in that season, and it's got a funness to it. Whereas, everyone else just has like a station wagon or Steve's BMW, and they're just not really significant. So I really don't. I mean, maybe Hopper's police car, because it's kind of like a police Jeep. Maybe that could be a follow up. That's really the only other vehicle I feel like that has any kind of personality to it. But if they wanted to make that and have it transform into a robot with Hopper's mustache and the cowboy hat, I'm in. I'm buying that. I'm definitely buying that. It would be cool too to have a vehicle that could turn into like a Demogorgon. I know, like back in the day with what was it called? Not Binaltech. What was it called here? The alternators. We had like a car that turned into Ravage, which we had a robot mode Ravage, but we also had like one that turned into like a Ravage the cat, with 4 legs. And so something like that, if you could do like a Demogorgon or one of the Demodogs that turned into a vehicle. I'm trying to think what kind of vehicle they could turn into. Maybe one of those like Hawkins utility vans from the first season. I don't know. I'm just speculating wildly. They wanted to do a Stranger Things crossover. There weren't a ton of options. I think this was fun. I like it a lot. I think the accessories are great. The articulation's fine. The transformation is fairly basic, but that's fine. I don't really have a problem with that. My only complaint is just that the length of the arms is not really anywhere in proportion to the legs. I feel like either the legs need to be a little shorter or the arms need to be a little bit longer, but it's not so noticeable that it's a problem. It's not terrible. So yeah, I think it's fun. I do. Honestly, for the most part, I really like this a lot. I'm really glad I decided to pick it up. Just in case you are wondering for some size comparisons here, let me see what I have handy. Here is the Siege Ironhide mold from that Troop Builder pack, so you can see that he's definitely taller than a deluxe. I don't really have a Voyager handy, unfortunately, but here's Armada Megatron, just so you can get an idea. So I would say he's, closer to a Voyager than he is a deluxe. I really wish I had a Voyager handy, but I don't, so here we go. But yeah, I would say he's probably around Voyager size. I will say he was a little expensive. I guess that's because Netflix is charging top dollar for the Stranger Things brand because, they own it outright, I would assume. So they can charge whatever they want. But yeah, he's fun. I think it works. I think he's a fair Voyager. The transformation's a little simplistic for a Voyager, but, size-wise, I think in robot mode, he's a Voyager. I think this guy's a lot of fun. I mean, now maybe it's because I've been watching a ton of Stranger Things recently, so this is just kind of hitting at the right time for me. But it's a toy line that I love, being associated with a show that I love. What's not to love? So I think they did a great job with the accessories. The robot mode's good. The transformation is a little simplistic, but still a lot of fun. They actually sprang for the VW license, and I have to assume between the VW license and the Stranger Things license, that's what's commanding the higher than normal price point for this Voyager. I have to assume that's what it is. But I think it's worth it. I mean, yes, you could wait for a sale. This is a shared exclusive with Target. They have coupons and stuff all the time. I just have no idea what this thing's availability in store is going to be like. But last I checked, it was available on their website. So you could pre-order it there, or I don't even know if it's turned in stock yet. Mine came from Hasbro, so they shipped it to me recently. And by that, I mean I pre-ordered it on Hasbro. They did not send it to me. I bought it from Hasbro, just to clarify. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I definitely like it a lot. I definitely would not be surprised if this gets repainted as Tow Line, or even Ratchet and Ironhide. Not that I want them to, because they just gave us those Studio Series 86 Ironhide and Ratchet, and they're fine, and I don't need more repaints. But just anytime I see a VW bus, obviously they're the first two I think of. But I could definitely see it as like an Energon Tow Line. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I could be into that. But yeah, it's a fun toy. I definitely like it. I can understand completely, though, if you think it's a little too expensive and you want to wait for a sale. But I think you'll have fun. If you're a Stranger Things fan, I think you'll definitely have fun with it. And I'd like to see them do some more. Like I said, I don't know what else they could do, but I would be very interested to see what else they could do, because I want like a Demogorgon or something for this guy to fight. or a Vecna or something. I don't what none of it's going to make sense, but I don't care. I just want to see it. So I mean, I don't could they do like a Demogorgon that turns into a robot, like a Beast Wars type thing? Maybe. I don't know. See, right away my mind goes to car turns into Demogorgon, like a robot with that head. But maybe we do it the other way. Maybe we have a Demogorgon that turns into a robot Beast Wars style. I don't know. It would all be crazy, but I'd love to see what they could come up with. In any case, I think this is fun. I definitely recommend checking it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.